Okay, so I need to discuss Eyes Wide Shut for a second because I just watched it after months of anticipation. It had been on my For You page showing up, and I finally got around to watching it. I knew a lot about the, like, kind of the lore of it before sitting down to watch it, so I know that the original Stanley Kubrick's version is not what you tend to find. It's difficult to find. Apparently, his version has an entire, like, plot points, an entire, like, plot thread that was cut out of the film, and that was outside of his control. It was something that the studio didn't want. In this movie, he ultimately died. I think it was a few days before or prior to, or, like, after following its release. So I guess I can't, like, necessarily blame him. It was the final cut is out of his control, is what I will say. But what I will talk shit about is the terrible fucking movie that it was. You have Tom Cruise's character married to Nicole Kidman. You have them go to this fucking party. Okay, first off, Tom Cruise is a doctor, but, like, he works at, it appears, some, like, rinky-dink fucking doctor's office in New York City, but this man is, like, throwing $100 bills at fucking every person around him, bribing taxi people, paying fucking costume shop people at 2 o'clock in the morning to get him shit. Anyway, so him and his wife go to a fucking party for no reason at all. They both start flirting with other people, like, right in front of each other. So he has, like, 2 models around his arms, and she's dancing with some guy, like, pretty much making out with him all wasted. She decides to walk away from the guy that she's dancing with. Tom Cruise is, however, on his way upstairs to, like, fuck these models. And he does this annoying thing throughout the entirety of the movie where, like, whenever somebody's flirting with him, and pretty much nonstop throughout this entire movie, everyone around him is throwing themselves at him. From, like, the miner who's in the costume shop to the fucking gay guy who is the bellhop at the hotel who can't, like, keep himself off the counter. It's ridiculous how many people are throwing themselves at Tom Cruise. He does this obnoxious thing where he just gets this close to their face and giggles really loud and obnoxiously, and then just repeats the same thing that they said to him back to them. It doesn't come off as flirtatious. Like, okay, anyway, so he irritates me for fucking that. Anyway, he's gonna go upstairs and fuck these 2 models. Nicole Kidman's like, no, I changed my mind, I'm not gonna do this. Tom Cruise, because he's a doctor and he's at the house that it's one of his patients that he cares for, he does house calls, so he gets invited to the holiday party every fucking year. That guy calls him and he's like, oh shit, one of the sex workers is overdosing in my bathroom because she took a speedball. Come help. So he gets called away, meaning he doesn't fuck these models, not because he doesn't want to and was intending to, but because he got called away from it. End of the night, him and Nicole Kidman go home, water under the bridge, whatever. The next day, they go through a whole fucking day. You see him at the doctor's office, you see her helping with the kid at the house, and then he comes home, she rolls up a joint, they smoke it together, and then they immediately start getting in this ridiculous argument. And it appears that neither party has ever actually smoked weed before, because they're just acting like ridiculous. And he's like, the weed's making you aggressive. And I'm like, bro, come on, stop. But she's like, hey, what's up with those models yesterday? You gonna fuck them? And he's like, what about that guy that you were dancing with? He's like, I know that he would want to fuck you because you're my wife and you're a very pretty woman. Which causes her to get even more upset because she's like, you're not even jealous about me. Why aren't you jealous about me? So the argument of him not being jealous causes her to tell him about this time, like, a year ago where they went to Cape Cod for their vacation, and there's this soldier, I guess, like, they're at this fucking hotel, and there's a naval officer who sees her. He literally passes by her in the lobby and glances at her, and she's starstruck. She's in love with him. Like, this is the man of her fucking dreams. So for the next, like, 2 or 3 days that they're on vacation at this hotel, she's daydreaming about this fucking guy. She's wanting to try to reach out to him and fuck him in some way. She says, like, Tom Cruise, you and I made love, and the entire time I was thinking about the naval officer, which, like, derails Tom Cruise's character, which is so funny to me, because I'm like, girl, she hypothetically, like, she was envisioning and fantasizing about this dude. You had your hands around 2 models, and you were going to go fuck them last night. That is, like, a legitimate action that you were doing, whereas hers, a hypothetical fantasy. So whatever. Because of that, he goes crazy, he goes derailed, and then he, like, stays out all night. Well, no, first he goes to this other house call with this woman there who, Mary, enter another woman who just can't fucking keep her tongue in her own mouth, because as soon as Tom Cruise comes through the door, she's like, I love you, and starts making out with him. He doesn't pull away. Tom Cruise, strike 2. Doesn't pull away. She's like, I love you, I love you, I love you. He's like, you don't even know anything about me. And then he leaves because her boyfriend fucking comes home. So strike 2 for both of you. What is going on here? I can't remember, like, he wants to stay out all night because now, in his mind, he keeps imagining Nicole Kidman fucking the naval officer. Again, this thing didn't happen. She never fucked him. And now he's made out with his fucking client. And he goes on to, there's this fucking karaoke bar, or it's like a jazz club, and one of his old friends from medical days is playing the piano there. So he goes in to say hi, what's up to him, and have a little, like, drink. The friend's like, I have another gig after this, but it's crazy. You don't want to come there. The people there wear masks and cloaks, and, like, how are you going to find that stuff at this hour? And, oh, also you have to have the password, which I have. So Tom Cruise is like, bitch, give me the password and give me the fucking Addy. I'm coming through. And I have another client that I'm going to go see who's going to give me a cloak and a mask and all of the shit that I need to get there. Fast forward, he goes to the fucking costume shop. It's like, I don't know, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. Knocks on the door. It's a new owner. The owner is like, he literally comes to the door in his robe and just like, oh, no, that guy moved. I'm like, at 2 o'clock in the morning in New York City, are you fucking kidding me? No one's greeting you with this, like, roadside. This isn't AAA, you know? So he goes in there. Because he's like, again, I'm going to bribe you. I'll pay you $200 more than the rental price. They go in, he gets his shit, but while they're, like, getting his costume situated, the costume shop owner finds his minor daughter in another part, in a, like, secluded room of the costume shop with 2 other men who are, like, adults who are wearing wigs, and they're clearly doing sexual things. The dad freaks out. He's like, that's my daughter. Clearly she's a child, blah, blah, blah. Get the fuck out of here. The daughter runs up to Tom Cruise, like, grabs him from behind and gives him the, like, fuck me eyes, and then whispers sweet nothings into his ear, and Tom Cruise is not repulsed by this. He does not back away from this, and, like, we know who this man is in real life, so, like, okay, that makes sense, but what the fuck? Man takes his fucking cloak and shit and leaves, calls a cab, gets to the fucking Addy of this party that he's supposed to meet with his jazz piano player fucking friend, gets in there, gives him the password. He rolls up in a fucking taxi to a castle where motherfuckers have stretch limos. Like, he is not smart for being a doctor. He goes inside, they're doing their little satanic ritual thing, or it's like where all of these women are around and they're all naked. There was so much nudity in this movie. 0 penises, 1,000,000 boobs, vaginas, and asses. Like, all fucking naked femme people everywhere, not a single dick in sight. So this was an artistic choice, Mr. Kubrick, and I see you for that. Fast forward to Tom Cruise not having any fucking chill at the party, and then they immediately clock that, like, who the fuck is this rando? Is he supposed to be here? When he gave the coat people his jacket at the beginning, they, like, run through his pockets and find the fucking receipt that has his name on it, and they're like, how'd you get here? They make the connection that it's because he's friends with the piano player that's there. And the piano player was at the doctor's house, that party in the beginning. That's how they, like, reconnected. So they're able to pretty easily figure out who the fuck this guy is. He gets called out. They try to make him take his clothes off. They make him take his mask off. And then this girl, this woman, this escort who's been there in a mask, she's been trying to save him the whole time. She's like, you gotta leave. You gotta go away. And he doesn't listen to her because I actually don't know why he's not clocking that this is a very fucking dangerous situation and that he shouldn't be here. But he's very much like, oh, I'm very interested and I just want to watch all these people fucking around me. Like, that's great. They're going to make Tom Cruise pay in some way. And then this escort stands up and she's like, I volunteer as tribute. Leave him the fuck alone. I will take the punishment for him. And they're like, oh, all right, fine. You made your fucking bed. Look at Tom Cruise and they're like, there's going to be dire consequences if you don't get the fuck out of here right now and shut your mouth and don't tell anybody about what happened here, or we're going to hurt your family too. The piano player, they fucking bust his ass up. They take him back to his hotel. They check him out. Because they're like, you blew up our spot, bro. You weren't supposed to do this. Nobody was supposed to know. Tom Cruise, I forgot about this part. Before he goes to that party, he gets picked up by a fucking sex worker on the street. She just approaches him, and I think it's because it's, like, late at night and he looks well-to-do because he's, like, dressed like he's a doctor. So she's like, hi, my name's Domino. Come to my house. It's right over here. Which, again, sex workers don't do that. They do not bring you to their fucking personal home for various obvious fucking safety concerns. He goes in there. He's, like, about to spend $150 to do whatever. Again, he's, like, this close to your face, like, whatever? Oh, okay, whatever. I guess, yeah, you just do that. It's weird. And very fucking uncomfortable. The scenes are long and drawn out with not a whole lot going on. And then there's just this fucking piano going on the whole movie. Dong, 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 ding, ding, ding. Like, single string keys. And I feel like it's for dramatic effect. Didn't do it for me. Fucking irritated me. It was like a kid slamming on the little xylophone things, you know? Didn't like it. Let's see. After that, oh yeah, his wife calls while he's in the house with the prostitute. And he's like, honey, it's not a good time right now. Like, I'm running late. Don't wait up for me. And then the prostitute the sex worker after he gets off the phone is like, who was that? Your wife? You still want to do this? And he's like, no, I think I should probably leave, but I'll still pay you for the time, and gives her $300. Boo-hoo. So that'll happen, and then he goes and meets up with his buddy and then goes to the fucking sex orgy party and gets caught. And then comes back home at like 4 o'clock in the morning. He has his like rented costume in the big ass bag. He goes and like locks it in this secret safe hideaway thing in his house. Goes and tries to get ready to sleep next to Nicole Kidman, and she's now having a nightmare. And in her nightmare, she's like laughing. So he wakes her up and he's like, honey, what's going on? And she just starts crying and telling this story. I had this dream where we were in an abandoned city and we were naked and you left to go find my clothes. And then the naval officer was there and he came up to me and started laughing at me. And then we started having sex. And then there were 100 people around us and they were all having sex. And I wanted to hurt you, so I was laughing as loud as I could. And then Tom Cruise's like whole character just like shatters again. And I'm just like, bro, this is a dream. She had a fucking nightmare after getting into an argument with you for you trying to fuck 2 models yesterday. Since that argument, you have now tried to have sex with a sex worker. You held on to this like barely clothed minor in a fucking costume shop. And then you went to a fucking swinger party, watched a bunch of people have sex, made out with your other client. Like, bro, she had a dream about a dude in a fantasy. You went the fuck off on her. Like, anyway, the difference between things being hypothetical and like your own actions is just crazy in this movie. And he feels personally victimized by her having this nightmare. So he kind of fucks off the next day too. He just like doesn't really go to work. He tries to go and see his buddy at the hotel, the little piano player dude who invited him to the party. And that's where he meets the gay guy who's like, I don't know where he is, but talk to me. Tells the guy, or he tries to get the guy to give him the information. Guy just says, like, yeah, he was beat up. He was taken here with 2 guards, and then they made him check out. So then Tom Cruise is like, you know what I should do? Cancel my appointments for the afternoon. I'm going to get my Range Rover, and I'm going to drive back to this house that I was at last night. The same house that they told me, like, dude, don't bother. Like, stop. Goes up. As soon as he gets there, camera's trained on him, and then a huge, big-ass Rolls Royce comes up to the gate, and these 2, like, old-ass Bernie Sanders-looking motherfuckers, one of them walks up to the gate slowly and passes him an envelope with his name on it, like Dr. Hogfoot. Okay, here's another thing that cracked me up throughout the whole fucking movie. Tom Cruise's character is taking his little doctor card, and he's showing it like it's a credential everywhere he goes. He's going to a restaurant, he's like, I'm a doctor. He's going to the fucking costume shop at 2 a.m. I'm a doctor. He's going to an actual fucking hospital to see a dead body. I'm a doctor. I'm like, bro, I don't think that's how that works. Like, I don't think you're just going to be able to walk to the front of all of, like, no. Anyway, he gets the letter with his name on the front, and essentially he opens it, and they're like, bitch, we told you fuck off. We told you once. We're not going to tell you again, okay? Leave us alone. We don't want you here, and you're lucky to be alive. Peace. He's like, oh, that's not sitting right with me. You know, I still gotta want to figure out what's going on with my friends. And like, who was that woman who saved me? Who was that like woman who wanted me to leave and then said that she would redeem herself for me or whatever the fuck she said. So then he goes back to like, nightlife in New York on the streets. He goes back to Domino, the sex worker's house. I don't know why. This man is just like, I have not cheated on my wife yet. I have not fucked another woman. Let's go. Like, it's time. So he, like, goes and gets a box of cookies or some shit, and then he, like, goes up to her house because, remember, she brought him there, so he knows where she's at. Knocks on the door. Her roommate's there, but she's not. The roommate's like, oh, my God, are you Bill, the doctor from last night? You were so nice to her. Come in. And then as soon as Bill walks in the fucking door, she gets, like, this close to him and is like, I'm Sally, or whatever the fuck her name is. And then he's just is like, oh, okay, cool, this is really going to happen. Like, yes, let's fuck. So then Sally's like, wait, I have to tell you something. Because you were with Domino last night. She got blood results today, and like the test results were positive for HIV. And he's like, oh fuck, okay. And I feel like in his mind you just hear like the bullets he just dodged that just whizzed right by his head because he didn't fuck her. Remember, his wife called, and that's when he was like, I should probably go. I should probably not cheat on my wife tonight. So he's like, okay, well that solves that. Goes back to his rinky-dink ass doctor's office because for some reason he won't go home. And then he calls the bitch that he made out with, his, like, ex-patient. Her boyfriend answers, and he's like, click, hangs up. I'm like, you are fucked up. Like, you are the problem, bro. Oh, I'm so mad. And then his regular doctor friend, the guy who invited him to the holiday party to begin with, he's like, I gotta talk to you. Oh, wait, no. Okay, so there's one other thing. This girl at the very beginning who was, when he was at his first friend's holiday party, there's this sex worker who's in the bathroom. I told you about her. Yeah, no, she has the speedball and then she overdoses. So, Tom Cruise is reading the newspaper and he sees this article that's talking about that woman, and she was an ex-beauty queen, and it's like ex-beauty queen overdoses, drug overdose, and he's like, oh my god, goes to the hospital, I'm a doctor. And then they just let his ass into the morgue. You are not her family. That's not how that works. Like, actually, I don't know if that's how it works for doctors, but I think you would have to, like, do more than just show a fucking badge, and they just bring you in to see her body. So he does, and he sees it, and then in his head, he, like, hears the warning she gave him last night of, like, hey, you're putting your life in danger and possibly mine. And she's dead now. So then he just has this whole moral, like, yeah, bro, you did that. And you got your other piano friend who didn't want to let you go to the party. You got his ass murked too. Because, like, I don't know what you're trying so hard to cheat on your wife. You're bad at it. And you're hurting other people in the process. So, like, what the fuck is going on? Meanwhile, your wife is at home with your 7-year-old daughter and her fantasies of a naval man. So, I don't know. It kind of concludes with the doctor calls Tom Cruise over to his house, and he's like, hey, buddy, I don't know how to say this, but I was there last night, and, like, you fucked up, and people are really upset, and you gotta leave everybody alone. So, kind of like what we keep telling you to do, just really back off. It was kind of like a useless scene. I don't know. It seemed like the plot... And again, I'm trying to remember that, like, Kubrick had a completely additional plot line that they pulled out of the film, so maybe that's where there was some miscontinuities, or I don't know. All that to say, Tom Cruise goes back home to to Nicole Kidman, and she is in bed asleep, and next to her on the pillow is his mask. He goes... Remember, he went to the costume shop at 2 o'clock in the morning. He got, like, a cloak and a mask to go to this party. When he goes to return I forgot to say this, when he goes to return the costume the next day, the costume shop owner is like, where's the mask? You forgot the mask. And Tom Cruise is like, I didn't forget the mask. And that's kind of like oh, fuck, where'd the mask go? Is it at the house? Did Nicole Kidman find it in the house in his little sneaky hidey hole? That part was not really clear. That was kind of open to interpretation. I thought that maybe, I don't know, the people, like, spying on him put it in his house to say, like, we're watching you, act right. But again, it was really not clear. Nicole Kidman wakes up to Tom Cruise sobbing in the bed. Because he's like, I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you everything. Nicole Kidman, like, wakes up to her husband sobbing, and she doesn't even say anything. Like, she doesn't say shit. She is not like, are you okay? She doesn't express any emotion. Like, I don't know what was going on with that, but, like, she just kind of, like, pats him on the head. And then in the next scene, they have talked about everything, and they take their daughter Christmas toy shopping. And then in the Christmas store, while they're kind of discussing things, he's like, honey, what do we do? How are we going to move forward? She's like, listen, I know that, like, out of a whole life, you don't get the whole truth from one evening. Like, that's not your whole truth and all of who you are. And then he counters by saying, like, yeah, and having dreams is more than just them being dreams. Which I'm like, Tom Cruise, shut the fuck up. You caused actual real harm and violence to occur to other people. She caused you psychological damage because your ego got hurt. After you told her you weren't jealous about another man wanting to fuck her. While you're trying to go take 2 women to bed. Like, I can't with his fucking character. And then she, like, the movie ends and she's like, there's one thing that we have to do immediately before much more time occurs. And he's like, what is that? She's like, fuck. And then the movie ends. Like, eyes wide shut. Dong, dong, dong. Bullshit.